Welcome, everyone, to the Ballinesian Podcast Sunday NFL Recap. As always, sponsored by Livasa Island Apparel, www.livasaislandapparel.com. Shout out to Brother Eri, everybody down there in Modesto, California, getting the brand and everything going, keeping that wave rolling. Check them out online or on Instagram at Leia_Vasa and see what they got getting pushed out. Get your Christmas gifts. Now's the time to do it. Don't wait until December. Make sure to get all that knocked out. Yeah, let's get to this Sunday NFL recap for Week 11. I am Lance Falitongo.
Y'all enforce those lines. You can't see me, don't worry about it. My mom said I have a voice for radio or TV or whatever, which one it is. I don't know, but
You have a face for radio?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what
no.
it is. So, but yeah, man, yeah.
Why is it all white? Okay, if you're watching this on YouTube or any of the clips, Forrest's screen is blacked out. Where are you right now?
I am in Federal Way right now in my sister's beautiful backyard. But as I was walking out, I forgot to plug the lights on. So we are beyond the point. I am a certified fat ass, so I'm definitely not gonna walk back and turn on the lights. So
yeah, that's fine. We don't need to see her. Oh, hey, no. A little bit of off of the screen light. I see. Appreciate you, bro. Thanks for tapping in and getting ready to break down every game from this week in the NFL. For fantasy football, it's starting to turn that corner, getting ready for that playoff push. The fantasy football trade deadline for a lot of leagues was this past weekend. In the Ballinesian League, our trade deadline is December 2nd. So still got 2 more weeks to be putting out trades and stuff. Do you need any positions or players in the Ballinesian Fantasy Football League or the Pod League?
Oh yeah, man. I was looking for I need a guy to play Miracle for me. So
Miracle worker.
Right. Anytime you put him in, you know what I mean? Something. No, I'm not doing too bad actually. I'm like 6-4. I think I'm third in the league that we're in together. I'm ahead of you. I'm ahead of Noah. His name. I'm ahead of George. I'm ahead of Eddie.
Yeah, you're top 3, top 4?
Top three, but
Nice.
not one or two. So in my other league, I'm also 6-4. I'm third in that league too. And in my other big money league with Will, who I'm also ahead of in our league together, I'm number 1 in that league. And I need for Kelsey to have a big game tomorrow so I can win that game. And I need for the Minnesota Vikings. Oh no, sorry. I need for the Denver Broncos to stop running Javonte Williams, and then I'll be set.
How is that? Oh, we're recording during Sunday Night Football as usual, so we'll also have the Broncos Vikings results a little later on in the show. We got Coach Rick McElfresh going to be hopping on here when he's ready to talk big Bills fan. So we'll get the scoop on Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs beef, if there is beef. Also Dalton Kincaid, Ken Dorsey getting fired, all that. But let's start with the Chargers. The Chargers and the Packers, 20-23. The Packers win in Green Bay. Chargers not able to mount much offense in the second half. I feel like Justin Herbert keeps getting let down by this team. It's always something that happens, but Herbert is just back there taking the hits, standing in the pocket, trying to make the right throws, and he usually makes the right decision, but the defense will give up some points. The special teams will, mess something up. But I feel like the Chargers might be wasting another Pro Bowl quarterback the same way they did Phillip Rivers. But Phillip Rivers kind of did it to himself, right? He was would make some crazy throws thinking he could fit it through the tightest windows, and he would get picked off a lot, and you just shake your head and be like, well, that's the cost of doing business, right? To have a really good quarterback that can sling it.
I think only Chargers fans hold Phillip Rivers in such high regard.
What?
I'm
Pro
just
Bowl
kidding.
quarterback?
I'm kidding. I'm
That's
kidding.
the
I'm
other thing
kidding.
too, right? You gotta like once you get a good quarterback, you have to like sign him to extensions and keep him long term. So if he
I think
does
they,
turn out to not be the greatest, then you were stuck with him for like 10 years.
well, they kept him a little bit too long term.
Yeah,
They probably should have. I mean, but if they moved on earlier, they wouldn't have the great quarterback that they have now. So I mean,
would have had a
you
Super
know,
Bowl by now though.
or that, or that.
Only the Chargers fans.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout
Ah,
out to Philip Rivers and his football team of a family. I think he has 11 now, kids, or 10.
man,
He could be the quarterback.
I mean, hey, you know, because if he was in the league now, it'd be just like him playing with a bunch of kids. So why not?
Just throwing it down. Yeah, Jordan Love. I look like freaking Tom Brady out there.
Hmm.
I think that's
I
just
mean,
anyone that
it's
plays the
also
Chargers defense.
it's also hard to win when you have to be the leading rusher in the game. That's what Herbert was
Oh my
today for
gosh.
the Chargers.
Yeah.
He led them in rushing. I know everybody's gonna, because it was probably the most pivotal play in the game. It's not what lost them the game. Uh, a whole bunch of things happened that caused loss, but that last play
Yeah.
at the end, yeah, Johnson could have made that play. He didn't come up with the ball. I mean, it's gonna be tough on him. He's a rookie. He didn't come up with that play. That could have been his like welcome to the league moment in a good way.
Yep.
Uh, just just didn't happen for him that way.
A
So that's
layup,
pretty tough.
right? A drop in the
Yeah.
bucket kind of pass. And he had like two steps on his defender. Hits him in the
Yep.
hands over his shoulders, bobbles it, looks over, tries to find it, bobbles it, drops it. But up the right sideline, I mean, if he had enough speed after, which we know Quentin Johnston is a real run after catch kind of receiver, he could have scored and put the Chargers up like 27-23 with seconds left. But yeah, dropped that pass. And I was saying it in the chat, man, you really want to see your first round draft pick make those plays, show up in that big time moment.
Yeah.
Just because you gotta make that play. You gotta make that catch and hit him in both hands, right over his shoulder. And for him to drop that, I mean, that it kind of comes back on Justin Herbert. It looks like his 21-36, 260 yards, two touchdowns, and like you said, led the Chargers in rushing with 73 yards on 8 carries. It looks like he didn't do enough, or the blame is somewhere else. But definitely QJ Quentin Johnston should have caught that pass. The Chargers would have been able to kick a field goal for overtime at the very least.
Yep.
So that could have extended the game. Jordan Love, 27 of 40, 322 yards, two touchdowns for the Packers quarterback.
He had a game,
Uh,
man. He had a game.
and then they had a wide receiver, Jalen Reed, lead their team in rushing, and then they had some guy named Wicks, 3 catches, 91 yards. Keenan Allen went off, 10 catches, 116 yards, and a touchdown, but there was also a bunch of weird drops. Donald Parham had one hit him in the chest on fourth down. Keenan Allen had one literally off of his chest as he was trying to close his hands in the end zone or at the goal line. So definitely a weird game, but yeah, the Chargers fall to 4-6. The Packers move up to 4-6. Any other points on this game or
Hey,
thoughts?
man. I just want to let you know, man. You're gonna be okay, bro. Don't
I'm
worry.
I'm gonna be all right.
You're gonna be okay.
I'm gonna be
All
all
right.
right. I need Denver to. What's the score for them? Right now, we're half a game behind Denver, who is playing in Sunday Night Football for last in the
They're
AFC West.
they're still down. Yeah, they are by two. 17-15. With 9:25 left in the quarter, the
Nice.
fourth quarter. Vikings with the ball right now. So.
Yeah, bunch of injuries this week. I think starting just from the Thursday night football game, Mark Andrews out
Oh,
for the
done for the
season.
season.
Tight end for the
Done for
Ravens
the
out for the
season.
season.
Yep.
Joe Burrow, quarterback for the Bengals, out for the season.
Done for the season.
Man, that's crazy. The Ravens were able after Joe Burrow went out. Jake Browning came in, couldn't move the ball much until the end. And the Bengals drop to the AFC North division rival Ravens, 20-34. Joe Burrow going out. Are the Bengals done? Are they making the
Uh,
playoffs? Are they going to be able to challenge for the AFC?
I man, tough to say. I want to say no, but also, if guys become resilient in certain types of situations, so we'll see. It's good. I know it's going to be a lot tougher now because when Joe Burrow was looking like he was, like the regular Joe Burrow,
Mm.
their
Yep, yep.
playoff predictions had just shot up into the roof. But yeah, it's tough to see them making the playoffs without Joe Burrow at quarterback. We've seen some signings like right tonight, right after or right before the Sunday night game. I think Cleveland just signed Joe Flacco.
Yep.
So yeah, uh, I mean that's how I don't want to say desperate because Joe Flacco used to be a serviceable quarterback in the league when he first got into the league, but it's been so long.
Super Bowl champion. One of
Yeah,
the
he's a Super Bowl
best
champion.
four-game runs in playoff history.
Yeah, he's got this. I mean, 6'7", goes probably about 230, maybe 240 now. Maybe I'm being kind with the weight, but he doesn't move
Six
much.
seven. Damn, that's tall.
Yeah, yeah. He doesn't move much. I don't know. Uh,
Right, yeah.
yeah, the players that he's going to be playing against are so fast. And I know as a pro athlete, you stay ready, but yeah, that's I mean that's tough. And I see the same thing with like the Cincinnati Bengals. Like even if you sign a guy to come in right now, I mean maybe the one guy that they could have brought in that would have been ready to play and who's super athletic, is already signed to a team. Wentz got signed earlier last week. Who did he sign with last?
Went
Wentz?
the
Yeah,
Rams, backup quarterback for
yeah,
the Rams.
back up for the Rams. So yeah, so no, I honestly don't see them making it. And if they do make it, it's gonna be like one of those runs that you're like, oh my god, Cincinnati made it, like great run. You know what I mean? It's gonna be like
And then they get
super
smacked.
spectacular and shit. Yeah.
They're gonna
So
like sacrifice their bodies and morale
and
to barely
yeah,
make the playoffs and then get sent home immediately.
exactly. Unless someone's gonna sacrifice their soul to the devil, like Tom Brady
Jesus.
did in the
No more
beginning of his career.
sacrifices. Shout out Tom Brady. Come on the show, man.
Yeah.
Uh
So
Tom Brady was given I think it was CJ Stroud a big talk.
and he made him a
Well,
bet.
oh yeah, they Ohio State versus Michigan, right? Two versus
Right.
three. Oh, it's
Two
gonna be
versus
crazy.
three.
See who's got better scouting tape uh,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
their signs.
He offered CJ Stroud the same deal the devil offered him. So
Bro, he said, "Just give me your youth. Here, you can
just
have
give
all
me
my
your
stuff. Just let me be
exactly.
young like you again." Um, Yeah, he was CJ Stroud was like talking about, when things start clicking and the rest of the world starts like trying to hit you up and you got families and friends always around you in your ear, how do you stay focused, stay on the straight and narrow? And Tom Brady was like, your friends, your family that come to the game and watch you, that's a vacation for them, man. This is your work. And you need to treat your work like it's a job. Like people come to the game, they're like, oh yeah, let's go watch CJ. But you need to make sure that you're doing the right things,
Right.
treating your profession like, yeah, it's a job. You're not responsible for other people's entertainment, unless it's fantasy managers, because it is fun watching this guy win. Today, I mean, like today, it wasn't a CJ Stroud day, but they do get the win versus the Cardinals, 16-21. CJ Stroud also
Man,
three interceptions in this game.
but
However, the freaking Texans are now 6-4.
they are 64, and you know why they had a struggle today? Because Super Mario is back on the field. Kyler Murray, just man,
Hey,
some of the things he can do on the field, it frustrates you. It really does because it's just like, why would he do that? And then you watch him again, like today, he had that scramble for a touchdown, and you're like, oh, why don't you do that more often? But yeah, I mean, it really gives Arizona a different look. Arizona looks like a totally different team with him on the field. So I mean, that's a thought for them. Because I know they're in contention right now for the number one draft pick in the league next year or in this year's draft.
yeah.
So
Let me
or
see
next
what the
year's draft. I'm sorry.
standing. Let me see what the standings are right now. See who's leading the race for number one pick.
I'm pretty sure it's the Panthers, but the Panthers give that pick up automatically to Chicago for
Okay,
last year's deal.
right,
Yeah, so
for moving up so they could take to
to
number one to take Bryce Young. So the Panthers are 1-9, but that pick is going to the Bears. The Cardinals are 2-9. The Patriots are 2-8. I think the Bears are the Bears are the fourth worst team at 3-8, followed by the Giants and the Titans at 3-8 and 3-7. So Bears, Cardinals, Patriots, Bears, Giants, Titans are the teams that are in contention for that number one overall pick. Those are the worst teams in the league right now. 3 wins max. We'll see how. Who did the Texans give their pick to? Oh, the Cardinals.
the
So the
Cardinals.
Texans don't
Yeah,
even have a first rounder next year. So
yeah.
the Cardinals have their own plus the Texans, and the Cardinals are already in second. Damn, okay. So there's going to be some double ups like in the top 5. The Cardinals are going to have. Oh no, they're not going to. Houston's
No, they're
pick
not.
isn't going to be
Yeah,
top 5. Cardinals are going to have their own pick and a late first, middle to late first, and the Bears are going to have 2 possibly top 4 picks right now is what it's projected.
yes, sir. Yeah.
Or just how it's standing right now. I think some of these teams also play each other, so it's going to be like who can be the worst, right? I mean,
Pretty
you
much.
you
But I
always
mean,
talk about like the players out there. They're not trying to tank, right? They're trying to play their hardest.
for sure, for sure.
Well, I want to see if like the coaches have to pull some moves where they don't play certain players or
Oh, that
they
I
give
mean,
some guys like the
yeah,
week off or something.
you're gonna hear of some weird injuries towards the end of the season to
Mhm.
like certain star players, or you're gonna see them, uh, yeah, possibly get sat because uh teams don't want them to get hurt. They're to these organizations, they're assets, you know. So why would you put your best asset that makes your organization money
Mhm.
if there's nothing to gain from it? But
Oh,
I
it's a money
know,
move.
yeah, because I know a lot of players are gonna want to play. That's what they went out there to play. You know, pay for people. There are also some guys probably, you know, that will agree and not play. So
They'll
depending
be
on
like,
who you
next
cheer
year will
for,
be a better team if I
right,
don't
right,
participate. I'm
right.
doing
Like
this for the team, guys, and also
I
I'm
think
going to
the one
Cancun.
person right now who has like one of those decisions to make is Justin Jefferson because his like Minnesota right now is I think they're like on the cusp, like right on the outside of playoff contention, or they're actually in playoff contention. They're just right outside of it. So, but they got a quarterback now that he could probably work with, that he can make better. And so he's got to make a decision on whether his team really has a shot at making the playoffs or not. Because he could have played today. Reports were that he had good practices. Doctors have pretty much cleared him that he's okay to come back. But him and the team have to make a decision on what's smart for the team and for him, his safety, uh, whether he comes back this next week. And if you're a fantasy football owner, I know you're cheering like, "Oh my God, put him in!" But you know, these guys also have lives beyond fantasy football. So there, I don't think I'm a fantasy football owner of Justin. I know for damn sure he's not thinking about my team winning the game or the league. So yeah, uh, tough decision for him. Guys like that, whether they're going to be sat or play the rest of the season out or try to make a playoff run. I think it all depends on the situation that your team's in at the moment.
I'm trying to tell my fantasy team to chill out because we're not going to make the playoffs, but I just scored like a season high in our Superflex league, and like I'm going to win in the Ballinesian league. I haven't checked I updated the pod league. I made a bunch of trades. Um, Ship CMC out.
I saw that.
Freaking yeah, things are moving. That was a trade deadline, but luckily for the Ballinesian podcast, for the Polynesian Fantasy Football League, we have an extended trade deadline.
Hmm.
Um, did I say in any of the league emails that we should bump to 2 keepers next year?
I didn't. I can't recall that you did.
I Okay, I should let
Yeah, you
people
can
know that.
suggest it.
Or dang. See, I want to do this in the off season, but then I feel like certain moves before this trade deadline could
Affect all of that.
affect that all of that. Yeah, like,
I feel it.
but I'm also like, if I don't like put the word out that it's two keepers, then there won't be any crazy moves trying to take advantage of that
Moves.
new information. And then
Right.
in the off season, we can be like, of the people you had on your roster, you can now keep two instead of just one. So I think I'll do that, but then try not to make any. I won't make any trades for like keeper decisions.
Right.
You too. Don't step up on keepers now that you know that's the plan.
Here we go.
Another game. Man, yeah, I also need Justin Jefferson to come back, bro. I got KJ Osborne in his place, and the waiver wire is dead. And I'm just like, man. Shout out to Brett Alley, who's been like just offering me stuff. Like I have to give him uh, a future draft pick. Like he gave me Michael Pittman for a fifth rounder. And then he offered me Dalton Kincaid, tight end for the Bills. Uh, and because I think Darren Waller's been on injury reserve for a while, and I've been like streaming tight ends, trying to find one that'll stick.
I don't
Uh,
think Waller's coming back.
oh, Dunzo?
Yeah, even if he comes back, I don't think they're going to insert him into the starting lineup. I think they're going to be playing Bellinger for the rest of the season.
Wait, sorry, say that again.
I think they'll be playing Bellinger, the backup tight end, who was the starting tight end
Ooh, okay,
before
okay,
Waller
okay.
got there. Yeah,
Daniel Bellinger, he was
that's
pretty good.
that's another guy. Like with their season, the way it is, like why would you try to rush yourself back right now? Why don't you just go? His injury is supposed to be chronic. You know, not smoking. Not that's not his injury. If you guys are listening, I'd be like, what? His injury is he smokes weed all the time? No. When I say his injury is chronic, I mean it's gonna be bothering him the rest of his career. Like it's just always
Oh
gonna be there.
damn.
Yeah. So
Well, speaking of the Giants do get a huge win versus the NFC East, their division rival, the Washington Commanders.
man,
Giants 31, Commanders 19. Rookie quarterback Tommy DeVito 3 touchdowns in this one, and the Giants end up winning by 12, but there was a pick six with a couple seconds left, kind of as time was running out, that kind of widened the gap. But this was a one-score game until Sam Howell threw another interception,
interception.
and I think he had 6 turnovers total. The Commanders did at least. So,
I almost started Sam Howell in place of Tua
ooh,
Tagovailoa.
right.
Almost.
Well, glad you didn't. Wait, right?
Actually, no, because they kind of scored the same amount of points. Because Sam Howell ran a touchdown in, and
Oh,
Tua
okay.
had yeah, and Tua
Tua
had
had
two.
some
So
picks.
he did. He did. Man, we ended up losing that game since we're here already. We ended up losing that game.
Oh, right.
It's a pretty good game. I like the defense really, you know, they held their own out there. And then again, to everybody who's listening who is an Aidan O'Connell fan and those who aren't, he's a rookie. These things are gonna happen.
Hmm.
You know, he's pretty much just been thrown into the fire. I don't think he is the long term answer for the
No,
Raiders as an organization. No. Even with time, I don't think he will be. I mean, I hope he proves me wrong because he's on the,
as long as he's
but
on your roster, you hope that he does
yeah,
overreach. But you feel
yeah,
like it would be an overreach? Like what? He's not like tall enough, or he's not processing fast enough, not a strong enough arm. What do you think makes him not the
yeah.
future?
Right now, I don't think he's processing like the game. I think the game is just moving fast for him right now.
Mm,
Obviously, that's something he's gonna be able to like fix because the longer you play, the slower the game gets for you. But
right.
I don't know. A lot of coaches like to talk about how they see like intangibles, things that just make the guy great. I think he's going to be a good backup, and it's proven like this year in the NFL alone, you're going to really a really good backup, and I think that's what AOC is going to be in the league. But I don't think he's the savior for any team out here, or he's going to take a team to a Super Bowl. At this, you know,
Yeah. You guys were playing in Miami.
in Miami,
They made you wear black.
in
Uh,
that heat, in the
was it hot in
uh,
Miami? What was it like 60 degrees today?
well, they said like the humidity really gets the people up.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
I'm looking
but
for.
yeah, they Tyreek did his thing, but they held him to one touchdown. They pretty much put the clamps on the running game today. Even though Devon Achane got hurt again today, they didn't rule him out for the game. They just had him doubtful, and he just never came back in.
Oh, he got
But
injured. This was his first game off of
yeah,
IR, right?
yeah, first game off of IR, got
Wow.
hurt, didn't play the rest of the game. But Raheem Mostert is man, he's a really good back. Uh, but they were able to keep him in check too. Um, One, like I said, one touchdown to Tyreek Hill. They had a few throws to Jalen Waddle. Looked like he was going to blow up, but they also were able to pick off Tua twice today. They got a fumble recovery off of him. I think there's one pick and a fumble recovery off of him. Um, yeah, but they were able to. The defense was able to hang with the number one offense in the league, which
Nice.
is promising. Which is promising. But
Hmm.
there's a lot of holes that the Raiders need to plug. It's not just like a couple of positions they need to fill, and they'll be great. Their old line needs help. Their DBs need help. Linebackers are actually looking pretty good now with Spillane, but yeah, we'll see. The pass rush isn't the same without a second pass rusher. So I mean, Max Crosby is just an amazing player because he really just. I think he's is he a league leader in sacks? He's either league leader in sacks or he's second. And I think the closest person next to him on his team has like two, and he has I think 9.5 or 10. So yeah, that's tough. Tua looked he looked regular today. He didn't look too bad, but I mean,
Not like 5 touchdowns, 400 yards to
right,
him.
right.
He likes to do that sometimes.
Yeah. Miami's
Week
defense
one versus
also.
the Chargers.
Oh yeah. uh, Miami also was able to keep Josh Jacobs in check today. He couldn't really get started today. So,
It
but
wasn't
it
it
was a
wasn't
really
like
good
a
game. It was a good
crazy
night.
like big lead, right? That made you
No,
guys
not
give
at
up
all.
on the run and have to throw it. It was what,
No,
14-13 at half and then 20-13
then
in that
2013.
for the fourth quarter.
Yeah, for the whole fourth quarter. So, yeah,
Talkers
I mean,
Aiden O'Connell, obviously it ends in that interception. He's trying to push the ball down to, was it Jacoby Myers or
I
uh
think it was Tucker.
oh right,
Hey,
Tucker
Tucker. Yeah,
versus Jalen Ramsey. Um,
yeah,
Jalen Ramsey gave up like the sideline, so there was like cushion to the inside. But I don't know if it was just because it was hanging, but Ramsey is able to cut in front. Maybe it was just a short enough
well,
throw that.
yeah, well, they had the safety over the top, so
Mhm.
um, you know, they had help over the top, and I think that's exactly like you said. I think that's why Ramsey gave him the inside, let him go over because he knew the safety was there,
Mm,
but he was able to make that amazing catch.
yeah.
Uh, and so yeah,
I was looking
big game.
the other side of that play. That safety does head more towards the middle and away from Devonte Adams going up the sideline. Like he passed
Right.
his DB, and I don't know if it was because Aiden O'Connell had already thrown the ball and the defender started going after the throw, or if it was even before. But it looked like Devonte was wide open. Did you see anything in the post game or anything on Instagram later that uh, talked about him being open on that last play?
I haven't seen anything yet. As soon as I knew we were not gonna win the game, I turned that game off and switched to the next game and watched the next game. So I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
So we don't need to
But
talk about this.
right. Um, but I mean, I think Aiden O'Connell. That's another thing. You know, if you look at the coverage, like I know Trey Tucker got past Jalen Ramsey, but you had that safety just looming over the top. I don't know you. I don't know where he was going with the ball because um, whatever he saw, maybe we had the advantage because we're watching from home. But but
I didn't see it.
I didn't see the opening. Uh, yeah, if he didn't throw it, if Devontae was open on that play, he didn't throw. I think maybe again trying to go for the whole win at one time.
That
because
yeah.
of the time constraint. I get it, but like you still had ample time. I know we didn't have any timeouts left, but you still had enough time to take a shot in the middle, rush up, either spike the ball or, go for that last play. So yeah, I know a lot of people are going to talk about the last play of the half also, where the Raiders decided to go for the field goal instead of push for like a touchdown,
Hmm.
being more aggressive, and everybody's talking about how AP is inexperienced at things like that, or the OC didn't know what he was doing, or were they actively not trying to score a touchdown? And these are all people who sit at home and do something else for a living. And I know AP is inexperienced right now, but I mean, he's just trying to score. It's a new regime
Hmm.
right now. I don't think he's like trying to like. I don't think he's calling plays to keep his job just to keep management like happy. But yeah, of course he's inexperienced, so he's gonna want to get the best possible play out of it, whether it's pushing for a touchdown or going for the field goal. And he came away with points, and they went into the locker room 13-14 for a team that wasn't. You're playing the number one offense in the league.
Hmm.
Um, that's a win for you. I think your defense played really well enough that they only scored. They held them to 14, and then your offense put up 13. So you go into the locker room getting your points and come back out. You have a whole another half to win the game. So yeah,
Um, yeah. Hopefully, I mean, the Raiders still in second in the AFC West. And still going to be in the hunt over the next 5 6 weeks for that wild card spot, unless the Chiefs
definitely
slip up and give up the excuse me
number one
division.
spot. Yeah,
Um, yeah, but the Chiefs also not looking super great. They got a bye this week. Um,
no,
Trevor
they don't. They
Lawrence.
they play tomorrow.
Oh, they play tomorrow. They haven't played yet.
They haven't played yet.
Who's on
It's a
bye
good
this
game
week?
tomorrow. They play Philly tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I know you're
On
watching that game.
week 11 buys, Atlanta Falcons, Indianapolis Colts, New England Patriots, New Orleans Saints.
Hey, a lot of teams that needed the bye to get better. They got a lot of injuries on all four teams that you just named. So yeah.
We had a AFC South division match between the Tennessee Titans and the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Titans fall to three,
Wow,
3-7. The
that was a
Jaguars, yeah, or they roar back.
smackdown.
Seven, now 7-3 in Jacksonville with a 34-14 win. Trevor Lawrence woke up.
Had a game.
Calvin Ridley woke up. Let me tell you who I
Yep.
just traded away. Calvin frickin' Ridley. Let me tell you why. Last 4 games, 4 catches, 30 yards. 1 catch, 5 yards. 6 catches, 83 yards. 2 catches, 20 yards. That's why I traded Calvin Ridley away. You know what he did today? 7 catches, 103 yards, 2 touchdowns. I didn't say his touchdown receptions in those last 4 games because he didn't have any. He has 2 today, 14.7 yard average. He is on his way out of my team. The trade has already been made, but he's still on my roster until like tomorrow or Tuesday or whatever it is. But he's sitting on my roster with like 30 points. I'm like on my bench. I'm like, what? What are you doing, bro? He was like, I heard you traded me. It was my revenge game. I was like, you're still on our
There
team. You're
you
still on our team.
go.
He's like, I don't know. Yo, that was crazy. So the Jaguars are back, 7-3, leading the AFC South. I mean, that's a lot of wins. 70% win percentage.
Yep.
That should be the Chargers. The Jaguars, however, have scored the third most in their division alone. Like out of the 4 teams in the AFC South, they've scored they've scored 230. To Houston's 238, Indianapolis's 242, and then the Titans are abysmal. It's almost as bad as watching Zach Wilson. I mean, Will Levis, pretty good, right? He had what was
He
it
wasn't too bad.
13 of 17, 158 yards, whatever, 2 touchdowns, but no interceptions. You know what I'm saying? That is good rookie play. Like, especially you talk
That
about the
is.
rookie that can't process or like you're worried that he can't make the throws in time. Will Levis at least doesn't look frazzled.
Right.
Um, I mean, I'm saying that like just looking at the box score, I did not watch a bunch of this game. Uh, in the morning window, the Chargers were playing, so I was locked in on that one. But yeah, Trevor Lawrence coming back, Calvin Ridley up there, the Jaguars. I'm sure if you told them they would be 7-3 through 10 games at the beginning of the season, they would have took that. Um, they're with the Chiefs, the Ravens, and other AFC teams that have 7 wins already. I think one of them has 8. Who is the team with 8? The
Who has
Baltimore
eight?
Ravens. The
Oh,
Baltimore
yeah,
Ravens are
Baltimore.
8-3. The Dolphins are 7-3. The Jaguars are 7-3. The Chiefs are 7-2, and they play tomorrow, or they play on Monday Night Football this week. Jaguars for real? Jaguars in the playoffs? I mean, it's not a big AFC South fight right now. Got a bunch of rookies, and
Great.
they
I
got to
think
be
they
the
are.
favorite.
Yeah, I think in their division they are. There's a lot of talk about Trevor Lawrence not being who a lot of people think he is, but he gets wins. Everybody gets into a slump, and it looks like he's back from that. So, uh, and they got a good running game too to support. So, I think I like them. Their defense is athletic. They're young. So, and their division isn't that great.
Nice. Let's go to the Cowboys and the Panthers. Cowboys laid the lickings 33 to
Yes, they did.
10 in North Carolina. Move up to 7-3. Uh, Dak Prescott 189 yards, 2 touchdowns. Tony Pollard got into the end zone. 12 carries, 61 yards and a touchdown. Adam Thielen led the game in receiving yards, 74 for the Panthers. I think there was a Deron Bland got a pick six, his 4th pick six of the year. I know I saw on the bottom line they were talking about Deron Bland and how he's like the next great thing for the Cowboys defense. And once Trevon Diggs comes back, you're gonna have 2 playmakers on both sides of the defensive secondary. So
Hey, sorry, Lance. There's just been a game break in the Minnesota game. Russell Wilson just threw a 15-yard touchdown to Cortland Sutton for the lead.
Cortland
They're up now.
Sutton,
They're up
Cortland
21,
Sutton.
21-20 right now. They're up against Minnesota with 1 minute 3 seconds.
Oh my gosh, I need to put this on. You telling me it's Josh Dobbs time? A
Josh
minute, a
Dobbs.
minute to score a field goal. Why is the television off? I haven't been able to find my remote all freaking Sunday. Like I've had to like use the TV buttons or like download a remote. Hold on. I wanna see this. I'll just put it on my phone here. I have
It's voice activated.
that. Yeah, Cowboys beat up on the Panthers. You know, this is a
Yeah,
NFC, one of the NFC's top teams, definitely one of their top defenses in the league, versus a young team that has struggled. So yeah, 33 to 10. Not much to talk about there. Uh, what else do we have? Steelers versus Browns. Another boring game. 10-13. The Browns win. No Deshaun Watson, so they had to use the rookie UCLA quarterback Dorian Thompson Robinson.
yeah. Deshaun
Uh,
Watson out for the year too.
yeah, with a shoulder fracture. That's
Uh,
crazy.
somebody said.
That's
Somebody
crazy.
said not him having the surgery that requires massages.
Oh no, it's gonna have to. I think he's not allowed to use non-team facility masseuses now. I think that was like in
It's
his freaking settlement.
because he's
Uh,
always trying to get them to masseuse him.
yeah, masseuse, hey, masseuse me.
Masseuse me.
Yeah. So the Steelers and Browns, man. Kenny Pickett, meh. Uh,
Jalen Warren had a good game.
he
Another
had
good
that.
game for him.
He had a huge touchdown. Jalen Warren, somebody I traded for. I traded away DK Metcalf for Jalen Warren, because I had a lot of good receivers and I needed a running back. Like I only had 2 running backs on my team. Um,
He's been consistent.
yeah, that's the thing. And also, before last week, this was reported after the game, but reportedly before last week's game, they made him the starter. Like Coach Mike Tomlin went up to Jalen Warren and was like, "Hey, you deserved it. You earned it. We're gonna give you like." I mean, it's still definitely a timeshare between him and former first round pick Najee Harris out of Alabama,
Right.
but now it's like starting to edge even more towards Jalen Warren. Warren, who's been more efficient with the fewer backup touches that he had, but now as a starter, um, there's two ways this can go, right? The change of pace back that becomes the starter, like the Darren Sproles or the Austin Eckler, um, Michael Turner. I'm just naming Chargers running backs. Sometimes they get the workhorse workload, like the share of touches, and then their efficiency goes down. Um, or they're super efficient with more touches, so that leads to more production. In the case of Jalen Warren, do you think giving him more is going to lead to more production, or kind of wear him out, kind of let defenses kind of learn more about him? Or do
I
you think
think
that's
for
going to be
his
positive?
I think his style of play, it'll probably work better for us. He's a more of a slasher, to the outside type of runner.
Hmm.
Uh, and if you open field guy, I mean, he runs between the tackles pretty well too. But yeah, if you get him in the open field or you get him slashing through some of these defenses, he's also got that like short area quick burst. So I think it'll benefit him with more carries. Also, like you said, it's going to be a timeshare for him. So he's going to have more carries, but we'll still have Najee Harris to soften some of the defenses because, again, Najee Harris is more of a north-south runner, bigger
Yep,
body,
yep.
you know.
Can
So
take the wear and tear of the hits.
yeah, yeah. So I mean, yeah, I think it's going to benefit him with his style of play.
Who would you rather have, excuse me, at running back for the rest of the season? Steelers Jalen Warren or the Ravens Gus Edwards?
Oh man, Gus Edwards, just because he's been doing it a little longer.
He's had like something like 9 touchdowns in the last 5 games or something crazy.
That too,
Every
Uh,
time I look at freaking red zone, it's this guy uh, scoring another 3 yard touchdown, and he's super efficient. Like definitely Gus Bus Edwards is that guy, right? Like Jerome Bettis style. Let me just
right. That yeah.
the
I mean,
bus,
yeah. He's
and
not gonna
so
get you
he's.
like 40 to or like one of those long 40-yard runs,
Mhm.
50-yard runs, but he's gonna get you those hard to get 4-yard runs or the red zone touchdown you need or to move your pile. That's the type of running back he is. And he's also very efficient as the bus boy. So yeah.
Shout out to Jerome Bettis. Shout out to Kevin O'Connell, head coach and offensive play caller for the Minnesota Vikings. 4th and inches, 21-20. What is Josh Dobbs going to do? Quarterback sneak, get back up on the ball. 40 seconds left. Clock is running. Sorry, I'm trying to play by play
No, you're good. You're good.
Sunday Night Football. Yeah. Um, yeah, Vikings take a timeout. They got 40 seconds left. And they're within, striking distance of getting into field goal range for a possible game winning kick. I think they need like 35 more yards. While they're doing that, let's knock out another game.
Let's do it.
Bears and Lions, the Super Bowl. Lions moved to 8-2 over their division rival Bears. A lot of division games this
Yeah.
week. 31-26. Justin Fields returned for this game. He was the leading rusher, game high 104 yards. DJ Moore also did his thing, 7 catches, 96 yards, and a touchdown. Jared Goff, the best quarterback on the field, 236 yards, 2 touchdowns. He also had 3 interceptions, which is probably why this one was so close.
Right.
Yeah, but the Lions moved to 4-1 at home. With this win, a lot of people expected this outcome, right? I think it was like a 7, probably more point spread. Like the Lions were expected to win by a lot more, definitely.
Yeah.
But doesn't matter if it's a point, 100 points, a win is a win type of thing. The Lions do get the projected outcome. The Lions last week also beat the Chargers. They're kind of on a roll here. 17 points in the fourth quarter today versus the Bears. Shit was rocking. I think Aiden Hutchinson got a sack or like a safety. He
Safety.
forced
Yeah.
a fumble and then got a safety and they kicked it into the stands. I was like, oh, the
There's
passion.
actually I think there were like 3 sets of brothers. It's like an NFL record that played in the game.
Oh, and that post you sent me was from one single game.
Yeah. Because
Okay, gotcha.
so Benet and Noah played today. The how, how do you pronounce it? The Okawaro boys, the brothers. They
Mhm.
both played for Detroit,
Nice. And
and
three
then
sets of brothers.
yeah, so that's pretty crazy. I can't remember the third set, but yeah, that's hey, family business, man. I mean, that's pretty cool to play with your brother, whether you're playing across the field from him or
Hmm.
you're on the same team. That's like, I remember they had a clip of these brothers. One played DB for Alabama, the other was a wide receiver, and
Yep.
yeah, his brother caught the ball, and they kind of like he's getting up from the tackle, and he looks at his brother, and he just super excited on the field. He just start jumping at each other. That's super dope. That's really
So
dope.
he say hi to mom. He turned around. What?
Right?
What you say to
Yeah.
me, fool? What you say to me, opponent? Oh shoot, it's my bro. What's up,
Yeah.
mom?
That'd be too funny, man.
Bro, that's dope. Yeah. Shout out to football. Shout out to sports. Fun stories. Let's see what else. What other games do we have? The Buccaneers at 49ers. The Niners keep the win streak rolling. Now 7-3 against the now 4-6 Tampa Bay Buccaneers with a win in Santa Clara, 27-14. This one was 27-7 at the end of the third quarter. But then the Buccaneers were able to score early in the fourth, and then a couple more attempts. Uh, I'm sure Niners fans were a little worried once Baker Mayfield got it going, but it's all Niners as far as passing, rushing, and receiving highs for this game. 333 yards and 3 touchdowns for Brock Purdy, who looked
He
like
looked good.
2022 Brock Purdy. He was
Yeah.
calm, hitting the throws. The throws were getting where they needed to. That was dope. McCaffrey, 78 yards on 21 carries. I think he had a rushing or a receiving touchdown the first drive of the game. Yo, it's crazy that they left him in the last game, but they took the rest of the starters out. Like,
Starters out.
I would have had those starters in because look, they couldn't even freaking get him into the end zone with those backups.
Yeah.
Uh, um, yeah, Christian McCaffrey starting a new touchdown, consecutive game touchdown streak. Brandon Ayuk, 5 catches, 156 yards. Let's do the
Man,
math.
the catch that he did on the touchdown, that's what gave him all the yards. Mostly, it was beautifully placed by Brock Purdy,
Mhm.
right in his basket, right into the end zone. So,
That's uh that's 31.2 yards per catch. Oh, Josh Dobbs, no. Turnover on
yeah,
downs.
it's done.
Nice try.
The game's done.
Oh, shout out to Russell Wilson. Man, they are the Denver Broncos won 4 straight games for the first time since 2016 per NBC Sunday Night Football. Um, I don't know. Maybe they're figuring it out. Maybe it was just a weird start to the season, and now they're kind of getting it. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I hope not.
yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Right. Not in our
Uh,
division.
so this game, let's see. Let's find. Here it is. The game cast and box score. Josh Dobbs, 20 of 32, 221 yards, touchdown and a pick. Madison, 81 yards. Hawkinson, 4 catches, 55 yards. For the Broncos, Russell Wilson, 27 of 35, 259 yards and a touchdown. Javonte Williams, so 9 on the ground, 11 carries, 37 yards. Cam Sutton, 4 catches, 66 yards and a touchdown. Nice. Go. Let's ride. The Broncos are now 5-5. The Vikings dropped down to 6-5. Justin Jefferson, you think he's coming back next week? They have a bye the week after, so he could rest for 2 more weeks. And then if they're not within playoff contention next month, maybe he just doesn't come back. Is what I'm worried about
Me
as
too.
a Justin
Me too.
Jefferson manager in fantasy.
I traded for him because I was trying to make this playoff run, and he was part of that idea. Because I was like, no, he's coming back. He's coming back, and I'm a little worried now.
Yeah, worried. Yeah, worried. Yeah, I'm worried. Um, but yeah, I also don't want to just be like, oh, he should do this, he should do that, just because
Nah,
it'd be
definitely not.
beneficial for
Definitely
us.
not. Right, definitely not. Like,
We
no,
made the decisions to trade for him or keep him, and
right.
now we just have to
We
go with it,
if it pay,
however it rolls out.
yeah. I mean,
Uh,
I think there's a big possibility that if he doesn't come back next week, and then after the bye, I think maybe
to
definitely
shut
if
it
they
down.
lose, yeah, definitely if they lose, I think they're really going to shut him down. If they win, he might just come back, extra week. But I don't know. I think he wants to play. I think he wants to play. So maybe he's gonna push for next week. We'll see.
Yeah, so the again the Broncos move up to 5-5. They're now third place. Sole third
Hmm.
place. Third,
Hmm.
third place in the AFC West. It goes Chargers, Raiders. Oh wait, what? Oh, okay. Chargers, Raiders, Broncos, Chiefs. Boo. Damn. Okay, they got a half game. They have one less loss than you guys. So half a game lead on you, 2 game lead on us. What? Whatever. The Chargers just need to win out. They have a terrible schedule though. I mean,
Man,
not too bad.
when you when you say it like that, man, it just makes me feel so much better
What?
when we speak of the division records instead of the league wide record. Yeah,
Yeah, we don't need to worry about the rest of those guys. Just trying to win the
yeah.
division out here.
I mean, the Raiders do have a tough game coming up next weekend with the Chiefs. So yeah.
Um, Closing out the Buccaneers Niners, Talanoa Hufunga,
Oh,
possible torn ACL, reported by Schefter after the game. That that's a bummer. And seeing him
I mean,
like excel and kind of be free
right.
safety in that defense and allowed to make plays like that, uh, and for it to be his
Yeah,
season, like if it's a torn ACL, he's done for the season, right? And he might not get back in time to start next year. Um, so I'm hoping for better injury news, and if it is a tear, a super healthy and quick recovery.
bruh. I don't wish nothing like that upon people, especially upon these people. But bruh, that fool got shook out his ACL.
Damn, that's what I was thinking when I first saw it, and like that play, he was just going one way, the ball carrier cut the other way, and then he slipped or something, and I was like, oh, that's like an and one kind of ankle breaker. And then they tweeted out after, it was like, oh, he got injured, and I was like, damn, that is tough. That is
Bruh.
funny. But then yeah, it's not. Yeah, ankle breakers. Let's go to Seahawks Rams. Man, Cooper Cup injury. Did Cooper Cup? Yo,
Hey, he
I
was
think it was a
out, and
groin injury.
as soon as he left the game, they started throwing to Puka Nakua, and what happened? They won.
Touchdown too. Puka got a touchdown right after that.
He did. He
That
did.
that was crazy. There was talk, and I fell for it too. Before Cooper Cup came back off of the injury reserve to start the season, everyone was like, "Oh, this kid Nakua, he's doing great. He's setting records: 10 catches, 15 targets, whatever it is." Um, and people were dissecting the Rams' offense and like, well, actually, Puka's been playing on the sideline receiver, and Cooper Cup is mostly like a slot receiver, so they can coexist. We saw Robert Woods kind of in that same role. That was the name that got put out a lot. You remember Robert Woods was able to catch a lot of
Yep.
passes across from Cooper Cup, Odell
Yep.
Beckham, even. But when Cooper Cup came back, it became the freaking Cooper Cup show. Full stop. Like it Puka really fell off as far as that super high usage and production. And he was, I mean, still executing and being efficient on the opportunities he was given, but not getting 10 targets, 12 targets, 15 targets to show that what he can do. So obviously, if Cooper Cup is out, which hopefully not, he just came back from pretty bad injury, and he is one of the best wide receivers, most talented wide receivers, especially when they're throwing the ball to him hella. Uh, but if he does have to miss time, Puka steps right back up in that wide receiver one role with the
Yep.
intention to find him, which is pretty big. If Matt Stafford rocks with you, you could become a Pro Bowl receiver. I think
Yeah.
he's like a
Yeah.
bunch of I don't know if he's had just a bunch of talented wide receivers or just the way he plays quarterback or the systems that he plays in kind of funnels it to a really good megastar. But um, Calvin Johnson, right? Cooper Cup. Trying to think of other big time wide receivers he had, but he's made some careers because he'll just bro, I'll throw it to you. I'll throw it to you all the time, and he does.
You
So
just gotta buy him food. That's all.
you just gotta go to breakfast with him. So,
Yeah,
and
you know.
I'm sure an older quarterback like that just really wants you to be where they expect you to be.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
read the
Yeah.
same things, make the same reads, cuts. If I see outside, I want you to go inside. You need to see that too, because otherwise I'm
Yeah.
throwing it right to a linebacker or something.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, it could be the Puka show again. We were waiting to hear just how bad Cooper Cup's injury is. Yeah, I know he looked in a lot of pain, discomfort on the sideline before they ruled him out for the thing. But yeah, a bunch of injuries. This was a terrible week for stars. Joe
Yep.
Burrow, especially
Joey
fantasy.
Bosa.
Man, did we not talk? Did I not? Joey Bosa got hurt, limped off of the field, fell to the sideline, and started crying.
He already knew.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. He knew that his season might be over, and the work that
Yep.
he's done to return from injury and fight so hard to be the engine, and that pass rush for the Chargers is just going up in smoke. Not fair. He's like, why is this happening to me? I'm sure, but yeah, sobbing, crying on the sideline. Ended up coming back out of the locker room with a walking boot on and crutches, street clothes. So yeah, that was tough. Lots of injuries. I know people immediately say the turf, but we had a bunch of grass injuries too. I don't know. Maybe football is just humans aren't supposed to be playing this
I
game
mean,
like this. It's going to turn into
yeah,
flag football soon, just to
maybe.
save lives.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. Hopefully, it's still that physical war battle sport that we love, but um, yeah, maybe it doesn't. See, I don't think Rick's hopping on. I know he said
Probably not.
he had his family over, but
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So let's say that's the 11th game. We talked about Vikings Broncos. Let's talk about Jets versus Bills in Buffalo. Uh, I don't like watching Zach Wilson play football. I don't like watching him play quarterback. Um, because it just feels like you should be able to throw the ball to that guy. You should be able to sidestep pressure. You should be able to feel the pocket. But I know obviously it's harder. I mean, a lot easier said than done. Harder to do when professional pass rushers are coming at you and messing up your throwing platform. But it's just a lot of throw it into the grounds, a lot of throw it aways, a lot of excuse me, a lot of passes that ended up in the dirt, even though they were intended for receivers. So that's tough to watch. The Bills, though, they roll 32-6. The Bills now 6-5. The Jets down to 4-7. I think the Jets play on Friday too, Black Friday.
Yeah.
The Amazon Prime Thursday night football game is getting pushed now to Black Friday. So there will be three Turkey Day games. Yeah, and then the Prime Video Thursday night game is going to get pushed to Black Friday. I think it's at 3 p.m. Eastern, so noon Pacific. Check the time there. Josh Allen, 275 yards, 3 touchdowns, a pick. James Cook, 17 carries, 73 yards. He also had, I think, a receiving touchdown. Khalil Shakir, 3
Those,
catches, 115 yards, and a touchdown.
hey, good for him, man. Good for him.
Bruh.
Yeah, it's another one of our Polynesian brothers out there.
Nice. Man, yeah, he was let's see. 4 targets, 3 catches, 115 yards. Get it. Josh Allen looked like he was having fun out there. It's always better when Josh Allen is having fun and not kind of pouting or throwing interceptions and stuff like that.
I'm the same way you're done with Zach Wilson is probably how much I'm done with Josh Allen, just because uh, I I was enlightened to the fact that he does a lot of things that pretty much Dak was doing, the negative stuff, especially with the interceptions. And people are always quick to call him just a gunslinger or someone who's trying to, that's his style of play. You have to let him loose. You have to let him do those things
Mm-hmm.
so he can be great. And then when Dak throws a couple interceptions, it's because his game is regressing, or he's not making the right reads. He's not doing the things he needs to be a winner. When in
Mm-hmm.
actuality, Dak actually in this recent part of the season is actually looking really good. I still think he's overrated, especially when he came into the league and started being good. But I don't think it's not fair to him that he gets labeled a bad quarterback, and Josh Allen, who's doing the exact same thing out there in Buffalo on a team
Mm-hmm.
that was expected to do way better than they are right now. Literally, they were picked to win the AFC. I mean, they still can, but like he's not that. I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see what everybody else sees in Josh Allen.
Big quarterback, big arm, can run. I don't know.
So,
Is it
Demarcus
just the
Russell.
gunslinger? The gunslinger name? Is that what it
No,
is?
I mean, maybe. I mean, I get it. People saw how athletic he was. Like you said, he runs the ball, but
Mm.
again, he's your quarterback. You want him to throw, and he played at Wyoming where they didn't play as great a competition. That counts for something in the NFL. When you're playing professionally, the competition that you see in college isn't already at the bigger programs isn't already as quick as in the NFL. And then you're playing at a lower division in college than those guys. So I don't know.
Think
I didn't see it in Josh Allen.
we I have the numbers here at least for this season, right? The Buffalo Bills currently are 6-5. The Dallas Cowboys 7-3. Passing yards, Dak Prescott 2,600. Josh Allen almost 2,900. Josh Allen has 22 touchdowns to Dak's 19, so kind of similar there. Josh Allen has 12 interceptions to Dak Prescott's 6. So Dak
See,
has half the amount of interceptions this year. Dak is also second in the league in QBR at 73.8. Remember, 50 QBR is like a basic regular quarterback. Josh Allen's still top 5, but he's 5, right? 70 QBR. So yeah, Dak is trailing, less turnovers, better efficiency as
better
a overall
efficiency.
quarterback. Um, but you're saying Dak doesn't get the respect that Josh Allen gets. Josh Allen's like the new shiny, like can do it
Exactly.
all. Dak Prescott is the when is he going to throw another interception? That's the vibe
Yeah, that's the vibe.
when it's Josh Allen that's leading the league. Oh, I gotta see who leads the league in freaking um,
Interceptions.
interceptions. Yeah,
Is it
but
not Josh Allen?
I mean, it might. 12's a lot, but there's also other quarterbacks that I'm sure have been. I mean, Sam Howell might have took over today, but yeah, I'll check that out. Um, yeah, so the Bills beat the Jets, right? Another
As,
expectation, but this
as
is
they were
big.
supposed to. I
This
mean,
was a much bigger. The 26 points, that's better
they
than.
also they also did bench Zach Wilson today in place of Boyle.
Oh,
So
oh, ooh.
yeah. So, but Robert Saleh came out and said that he's unsure about who the Jet starter is going to be. And I think you put anybody back there. My gosh, if they had put Aaron Rodgers back there, yes, he's a greater thrower. he knows like just like kind of like how we talk about Tom Brady's pocket presence. You know, he has that stuff too, but I don't know if he would have been able to survive with that line all season. That's crazy.
I think Aaron Rodgers is getting old and his skills might be going down, but I also think he would have scored more than 6 points.
Oh, for sure, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure, for sure.
So
Yeah. So
I mean, I want obviously all these guys to fulfill their highest potential. I just don't want to have to see it in process. I don't want to watch Zach Wilson 7 to 15, 81 yards, touchdown and a pick, 3.7 QBR. Whoa, oh, I did not see that. 3.7 out of 100. That that tells you probably what you need to know. The Jets made a bad draft pick. It's been long enough that
no, definitely.
we can see it now. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh! Shout out
Hopefully the kid
Zach
can.
Capelé Wilson.
Yeah. Hopefully he can. Not even with the Jets, if he can be like a really good backup in the NFL right now, because none of us see him being a great starter or leading a team to a Super Bowl. But
Mm,
yeah, because right now he's not leading the team. He hasn't led his team to anything significant since he's been in the league. He's already been labeled a bust. So for him to come back and just be like a really good backup, serviceable backup for some team, I think that would be success for him. So
that's what's happening right now. He's the backup that is being thrust into like a starting role, but
yeah,
he's not performing the way he needs to. That I feel like that's a topic for another conversation
for
that we
sure.
should be having soon. Like, if your starting quarterback gets hurt, does that mean that your season should be over, or should there be more kind of
Right,
development, more investment in backup quarterbacks in the QB2 position?
right.
Because we've seen the record this year for most rookie quarterbacks to start a game, and we've also seen some terrible backup quarterback play, and
Yeah,
it just kind of the outcome is determined before the kickoff, before the opening kickoff. And that's you want these games to feel like there's a chance that both teams can win. Like even if one's
for sure.
super underdog, there's still a chance because they have a quarterback that knows how to throw it to the receivers. And
Yeah,
I don't know, not all these backup quarterbacks do, and it really shows. But that also might be a thing of a limited amount of practice reps only going to the top quarterback because that's the guy that needs them to prepare for that week.
right.
So yeah,
I mean, like
maybe
you said,
maybe it's
definitely.
the limit of practice that is limiting the development of these backup quarterbacks.
Right, definitely. Man, yeah, we're gonna have to come back to that topic for me, you, and whoever wants to join us because that's a topic we can talk about all episode long.
All Wednesday.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, definitely, we're gonna have to keep talking about that
Nice.
because that's
Before we hit our shout outs, we have the last game, Monday Night Football. The Chiefs are not on bye. They're actually hosting the Philadelphia Eagles. I think Taylor Swift's going to be there, maybe in spirit for
so. I
everyone.
mean, they better hope so.
This is going to be a big game. Some of the best teams from each conference. Uh, what is what is the prediction for you? How do you think this is going to go?
Oh man, you know what? You can't ever base anything off of the Super Bowl win because teams just play different in the Super Bowl.
Oh, this is a
Um,
Super Bowl rematch.
right, right.
Wow.
Uh, but like, I don't know, man. I can never count the Chiefs out, and nothing against the Eagles because I know I give Noah a hard time about his team, but they're really good. They're really good.
Hmm.
Uh, best record in the league. Best record in the league. Um, you know what? I'm gonna give it to the Chiefs, man. I think they win tomorrow. I think Patrick Mahomes is gonna Patrick Mahomes, and I think Travis Kelsey going Travis Kelsey, and I think they're gonna push him out to the win. I think it's gonna be a close game. I'll call it like 27-28.
This game, the Kansas City Chiefs are favored by 2.5 points. I think that's just because they're at Arrowhead.
Mm,
The over under is 45 and a half. So that line and over under is like a Chiefs 24, Eagles 21 kind of projection. I don't know, man. I think the Eagles definitely have more weapons. Um,
Yeah, definitely.
so who do they got? Devontae Smith, AJ Brown, Dallas
AJ
Goddard is
Brown,
out.
Dallas. Oh,
Dallas Goddard is out for this one, so I do like that Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith stack I have. I need
mm,
15 points from both of those two combined total. I need 15 total to like
that's possible.
lock up
That's
a
possible.
playoff bid in Shane's league. Shout out to Shane. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think the Eagle. I feel like the Eagles are going to take this one. I just feel like they're the more physical team, and even though you need Mahomes to make a mistake or a tipped ball or something crazy to happen, because he's usually not. I mean, he's usually not going to make a mistake, right? Which is the
Yeah,
most annoying thing because every once in a while, you just, as a defense or an opponent of the Chiefs, you just need the ball to fall down one time just to have like a breather because it's so consistent how they move it and how the ball is so catchable, I guess. I don't know. The Chiefs are always moving pretty consistent. So you
yeah,
can't count on them to mess up. You have to force, something crazy to happen. So whether that's, blitzing Mahomes, throwing off his platform, throwing off his timing, jamming somewhere different, disguising. You definitely can't count on the Chiefs to mess up. So you got to figure out something like that. And I think just the Eagles being so physical is going to give them the edge here. And then I do think that their running game, that tush push, using all four downs, is going to be able to help them control the clock a little bit. And the Chiefs might be able to counter that by going super fast and letting Mahomes like really air it out. But if the Eagles defense, Darius Slay, those guys in the back there really shut it down, I think the Eagles can control this one and win a close one. So I got the over here and the Eagles. I mean, I got the under here and the Eagles. Say like 20-17 or something close to that.
well, okay, that
Nice.
sounds plausible.
Or yeah, see, just build up all the stats and stuff and figure out where it's gonna go there. Yeah, that's what I think is gonna happen. So yeah, shout out to the Eagles fans out there. Shout out to the Chiefs fans. Have a great Monday night football game. It's gonna be exciting to have a big time primetime game versus two top teams in the league. Top teams from pretty much each conference. A Super Bowl rematch, some of the greatest quarterbacks in the league right now, some great weapons. In Arrowhead, oh man, GHA Field, that place is going to be rocking. Definitely going to be a fun one. Monday Night Football, Eagles at Chiefs, 5:15 p.m. Pacific time. You can watch on ABC or ESPN or even ESPN Plus. Do you watch the Manning cast ever when you watch Monday Night Football, or do you do the original?
I like if I'm by myself, I'll watch it because I think they're funny. And that's kind of like how if I'm watching the game with like one of you guys, that's probably how we be
Yeah,
talking shit. So,
yeah.
but like here at my sister's house, they like to watch the game and they think that the Manning brothers are annoying. So, uh,
Oh, gotcha.
I'm I'm outnumbered. I'm outnumbered. So
You're watching the
yeah,
game with your family with the Manning cast on your phone, just laughing.
right. They're like, "What's he laughing about? Somebody just got hurt for life." Oh, never mind. But
Oh, Peyton Manning's
I
got a
do,
big ass head.
right. I'm a fan. I'm a fan, and especially like they had Marshawn Lynch on once. He was super funny. Oh my gosh, he was super funny in that one when he came in.
Marshawn Lynch be forgetting he's on like TV
Yeah.
sometimes.
Oh man, I think he just don't care.
He's just like
But
talking with his friends.
bro, he's like the most genuine person on camera. Like anytime he's
Yeah,
on like the
yeah,
cameras on
yeah,
him,
yeah.
like that's so funny. He's super genuine. But yeah, I'm a fan of the Manning cast. I can watch it. I
Nice.
just I just watch a lot of football here at my sister's house.
Mhm.
So
So sometimes I don't get to watch
so
the Manning cast.
sometimes I don't get to watch the Manning cast. Yeah.
Shout out to ESPN two. Shout out to Eli, Peyton. Come on the show, Manning brothers.
Ooh, we love it.
Uh, yeah, shout out to them. Any shout outs for this week?
Yeah, man. Shout out to my nephew Leonidas Valfusi. He's headed to Florida for a big I think they play in the AYF football tournament that they were invited to.
Nice.
Their teams, depending on what publication you read, they're the number one 12 and under football team on the West Coast. So he plays for the Benson Bears. He's also looking for donations if you guys want to help send him to Florida to
Hey,
pay for his stay there, also his accommodations, food, all the stuff. Is paying for a lot of stuff. He's fundraising right now. Also looking for donations. So if you want to donate, just get a hold of me on um, Instagram at 4_rest Doldalao on Instagram, and I'll put you in contact with the people that you can help him in this team. Also, a shout out to Tafuna High School and Leone High School for winning their playoff games this past weekend and are headed to the championship to face each other. Two storied programs right now. I know
mm.
Leone. I think Leone has the most championships in actual history for football at the moment. They lead. I know Tafuna is coming up
Did you see
on
that Facebook post?
which one?
There was like a Facebook post was like actually the Lions won four straight in 64, 5, 6, and 7. I don't know.
Uh,
And then people were just like going back and forth on it.
that's so weird because if you've been out of high school for more than 10 years, I get it, school pride, and a lot of people can say you don't know anything. Your school is so bad at football. Yes, we were, but we also were very good at school, which is what you go to school for. So fuck you. We also won like 14. If you play baseball in Samoa, a lot of kids did. My high school won baseball for like 100 years straight. So they were winning baseball since when fucking Moses was throwing baseballs with all his kids that he let the Jewish people kill. That didn't really happen, but
What school
no,
did you go
yeah,
to?
I went to Marist
Marist
Brothers High School,
Brothers.
bitches.
When did
Um,
that combine with Fasal?
after I was gone, I think like maybe 2001. I think,
Oh, okay.
yeah, so
We drive
early
by
in the
there.
2000s.
We drive by there every day from Leone on the way to Tafuna High
Yeah,
School.
got to. Well, no, you got to do the other Wakapini, but shout out to those guys playing, both coaching staff. One of my really good friends is coaching over at Leone. He went back home, took it upon himself to go and give back his time to his alma mater at Leone High School, Duke Elisaya. Shout out to him, his beautiful wife, my cousin, my family, Kelly. Um, love to you guys. Good luck to you guys. And then on the other side, I'm not an alumni of Tafuno, but I did coach basketball there.
Hey,
Um, I helped bring
once a warrior, always a
hey,
warrior.
you ever try to talk shit about me and my school? Just remember, I gave you guys two basketball championships. Damn it. Uh, I'm totally kidding, man. I hope people don't take all this shit serious, but yeah. On the other side, they got Coach Oak, man. Such a
Hey,
man, such a like a big figure in American Samoa, not just within football, in school, in the
not just because
villages
he's
that
7 feet.
yeah, not just because yeah, every time when we were younger, we thought, my God, giants do live among us. Uh, but no, Coach Oak, who's family to me and you, man, I mean, he's such a cool dude, man. Like he looks super mean, but when you start to, when you meet him, you know how much love he has for the kids that he teaches, not just coaches. Uh, love for like just the island, man. He's so
Mhm.
about the island. Instilled it in his kids. And shout out to since we're talking about it, shout out to Oki. He's out there at University of Hawaii
Hey,
playing tight end.
yep.
Yeah, but yeah, Coach Oak on the other side, good to see again. And I used to be part of Tafuna Sports. The family there,
Hmm.
sports teams there. So two storied programs as well. Leone, an older high school. So I think Tafuna, compared to Leone, is a new high school in American Samoa.
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah. But yeah, great to see those two programs get in and face each other for the championship game. And I know out of those two teams, there's going to be a ton of kids fulfilling not just their dreams, but dreams of a lot of people who put in time to helping them when they play at some college coming up next school year. So should be a really good game to see. Shout out to everybody involved in the Leone Lions versus the Tafuna Warriors this coming weekend for the championship game.
Leone High School was opened in 1965. Tafuna High School, 1982.
Yeah, so that's a long time.
Shout out to the maroon and gold.
Yeah.
Tafuna High School, Fina Final in Melee.
And if you guys are listening, that's just more ammo for you guys to tell people, like, well, I mean, no wonder you have more championships than us. You're here longer.
Yeah, you're here 17 more years, and we have the same number of titles, basically. Yeah.
Oh man.
And you were
guys.
You were winning titles when it was just you and Faitua and Samwana.
I'm just kidding, man. I didn't go to any of these high schools. Lance over here really riding for Kafuma right now.
Hey, shout out Tafuna High School. Go Warriors. Warrior Nation. Never down. Let's party. I'm trying to remember all the things we would say.
Oh man.
Hey, shout out to the Warriors. Go win that title. Do what you do. Champions. You're champion. Go get that title.
Hell yeah.
That's what we do. Yeah, shout out to the listeners. Appreciate you guys for tapping in. This is the Sunday NFL recap for Week 11. We got a midweek episode coming up this week where we talk about backup quarterbacks being garbage, what needs to happen. We got Pacifico Ballers. I saw you had posted a bunch of the hoopers, the college hoopers.
Yep. I forgot to say one just because, like, I'm friends with her on my other page, my photography page. But if you're listening now, Katie Penibutsa transferred from Sacramento State all over to the Wolfpack, who had just beat the number one team in the country in UConn. Katie's part of that team. She is a dead-eye shooter. If she was going to be in the military, she'd be a cold sniper. If you ever seen the sniper from American Sniper, that's exactly who Katie is on a basketball court. She don't miss. So shout out to Katie. But what we're going to give when we do talk about all these wonderful women playing college sports, especially basketball, the sport we love, it's going to be fun. We're definitely going to talk about Katie because she's also, she's like family. So definitely.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to you, bro. Appreciate you for hopping on and sitting in the dark with us for an hour and giving your perspective.
It's what I do. It's what I do, you know.
Oh, bro. Love you. Appreciate you. Thank you for coming on each week and breaking down all these football games and talking through everything. Man. And letting me vent about the Chargers. Thank you. Appreciate
it. And leading up to the event of the Pacifica movie starter kit, before they get to that episode, shout out to everybody involved with Next Goal Wins. Funny movie. Cool to see. Like Lance said, he was about to jump out his seat and scream when he seen the Shep's Paint Shop sign.
That was dope.
Yeah, for guys, for people that grew up in American Samoa, it's a small place. You know, we see that stuff on screen on a national level. Man, it makes chills run down your spine.
I almost cried at a freaking Blue Sky banner. I was like, what? I remember. Yeah. I held it together, though. They almost got me with that last line. He was like, I can't win and lose, but don't lose alone. Lose with us.
Yeah.
Oh, exactly. Oscar. Oscar kindly come on the show. That was great.
And if you guys,
well done.
So anyway, because I know these guys are gonna talk about it, go watch it. and then listen to them.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, if this wasn't the Sunday NFL recap episode where we give you every single game from the NFL week, all the score, stats, analysis, updates, news you need, we definitely would have talked a lot of next goal wins. We were able to watch that on Friday, and I liked it a lot. Definitely some embellishments, some stupid funny parts when they caught the saw in the convenience store clerk.
Oh my gosh!
Bounce her head.
My man just bounced with the So
I was like, "Oh, Taika, you ass!"
Yeah, I know.
Very religious, Taika, the pastor. We won't. I won't spoil any more jokes for you guys. You should get out and watch Next Goal Wins. Shout out to Jaya. Shout out to Taika. Shout out to everybody that was part of that documentary. Mike Breen, Steve Jameson. Did I say Mike Breen? That can't be it. Brent, I think.
Yeah, anyways. Mike Breen used to be a coach.
Yeah, definitely Next Goal Wins. Definitely good. Also, check out the documentary. Once you check out the documentary, check out the Pacifica Movie Starter Kit episode where me and Oh Hello Marcus hopped on and watched the documentary and then broke it all down for you. Check that out on the Polyticket Network on YouTube or on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts. Also, the Way Back Wednesday show. Yeah, we're gonna get some more content, some more stuff coming out, and hope you guys enjoy it. It's fun. Comment, rate, follow, subscribe. If you feel like supporting us, if you feel like
press that button. That button.
It definitely helps a lot as far as expanding our reach. So we're very much appreciative if you decide to share this with somebody else. If you think it's informational, helpful in any way, go ahead and share or follow. Appreciate you guys. Thank you to everybody listening. For Forrest, I am Lance Valatongo. This has been the Sunday NFL recap of the Ballinesian podcast. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. We'll catch you guys for the midweek episode and next week. But until then, stay hydrated, stay blessed, stay balling, love and light.